just to let you know, Sunday evenings we're starting tonight a series that will last for a while, I'm not sure how long, because we're going to be looking at the book of 1 Thessalonians, but the theme of that book is Christian living in light of the Lord's return. We've been praying about that for a while, and Chuck's been doing a good job teaching Revelation about the end times, and a good compliment to that would be 1 and 2 Thessalonians. So working through that, don't know how long that's going to go, so I'm not going to tell you, put a timestamp on it, but we will be in there for a while. We're in Genesis for a while. Of course, Genesis, we're actually moving quickly, more quickly than we did through John. I think John was about 3.5 years. It seems like on and off. When the Lord laid on my heart to teach through John, preach through John, I thought, how many times am I going to do this in my pastoral ministry? And so I thought we'd better take our time going through it. And there was a preacher in the early part of the last century by the name of Martin Lloyd-Jones, and he was the pastor of Westminster Abbey in London, England. And Martin Lloyd-Jones has written volumes upon volumes of great works that many still refer to, and as you do reading and things in Christian in theology, and even in just in practical reading, Martin Lloyd-Jones will come up. Martin Lloyd-Jones took 7 years to go through John, but of course I'm no Martin Lloyd-Jones and never will be. And Martin Lloyd-Jones could spend an hour on the word "but," I think, and find significance. I can't do that. So I'm not Jones, so I don't know how long we'll be in 1 Thessalonians, but I want to let you know about that. Godly living in light of the Lord's return will be what we'll be looking at over the next probably 6 months, or at least maybe longer on Sunday evenings. This morning in Genesis, we come to an interesting portion where Jacob has a dream about a ladder. I don't know about you. I don't remember most of my dreams. I know scientists say that we all dream a lot every night and we just don't remember them. I'm not one that remembers my dreams. My idiosyncrasy is I'm a talker in my sleep. My kids will attest to it. My wife will attest to it. And I talk about all sorts of weird things in my sleep. One time I, for instance, told my wife to call Lyle to tell them to shut the chickens or something bizarre like that. And they would laugh about it. And I guess they carry on conversations with me. When I'm talking in my sleep, and I always talk about weird stuff that makes no sense, they carry on conversations with me and laugh about it later. The only dream that in the last several years that I remember was a disturbing one, and it was silly, but I don't know exactly where we were, but we were in a living room. It wasn't my living room, and Chuck, it wasn't your living room. But you were there, and we were sitting there, and all of a sudden Chuck turned to somebody, I think it was Lisa, and said, "It's time." And she said, "Okay." And he pulled out some sort of gun and shot me. And I said, "Well, I think I should go to the hospital." And they said, "Well, you can go to the hospital later, you'll be fine." And then I woke up. So I don't know what the significance of that was, or if there ever was a significance, probably not. But at least I hope not. If you see Chuck packing heat next week, imagine protection around me. So, well, he won't be here next week, so we've got 2 weeks from now. We see him packing heat, kind of be my bodyguards, I guess, but no. So most of the time, dreams are like that. They're odd and insignificant. And I don't think, the point of this text is not to put the emphasis on the dream. The point of this text is, as is on the screen behind me, God coming down to man. Most religions teach, and religion in general teaches, that we have to find our way to God. I've spent time in third world countries where people feel and believe that crawling on their knees on concrete mixed with glass and all sorts of other things will bring favor to God. There have been religions down through the centuries that taught that in order to find favor with God, you have to human sacrifice your own children. That was in the pagan land where Jacob was living. People would do that.